My name is Venkat Siddhartha Rali, and today I'm doing celebrity interview with Mr. Hemanth Kumar. Today I'm pleased to have the opportunity to interview Mr. Hemanth Kumar, a talented web developer and an automation intern at Brain Mage, and co-lead for the Geeks for Geeks student chapter at Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology, and a qualifier for the Smart India Hackathon. With this extensive knowledge and experience in this field of technology, Hemanth has established himself as a respected leader and an accomplished professional. So with without any further ado, let's dive into the conversation and gain valuable insights from Mr. Hemanth Kumar. Hello, Mr. Hemanth Kumar. How are you?
Hello Siddharth, I'm fine. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
Fine, and I'm very excited to ask my first question with you. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey as a full stack developer? How did you get started, and what inspired you to pursue this career path?
So, so I would like to tell my story from the beginning where I have started choosing this path. After completing our inter, we will be in a state of confusion whether to choose degree or BTech or any other field. So for me, it was quite confusing. I in the beginning I was confused whether to go for degree and prepare for civils or to join BTech. After considering my choices, I have chosen to join BTech. But after that, there was another confusion about which branch should I be joining. So at last, my interest towards technology has led me in joining computer science. So from there, in my initial years, I was a bit confused on what to learn and how to learn these technologies, and also, as you would have also experienced that
Yes.
in your starting years. So I used to watch so many YouTube videos to get idea of what these technologies are and how these technologies are used, and how should we be learning these technologies and how should we get started with these. So like that, I have slowly started learning these technologies. There was also a confusion between whether we have to choose app development or web development, but I have chosen web development because I thought it was more fitting for me. So in my initial stages of web development, it was easy because it was just HTML, CSS, and JS. So slowly, when we get deep into the subject, we might face some hurdles. You find it harder to understand some topics, and also while practicing, you will find it very difficult.
Hmm.
During this journey, we might also feel like giving up sometimes because of the difficulty that we face. Because in development, it is all about trial and error. No
Okay.
matter how much you learn, you will always end up on the trial and error method. So that is how I am here.
Okay. It's a very exciting journey. And my second question is, what do you enjoy most about being a full stack developer? What keeps you motivated and engaged in this field?
So I am very interested in solving problems.
Okay.
Right from when I was a child, I used to play with things. I used to rebuild things using the scratch which I used to have. So that made me interested in solving problems, and even now love to solve real world problems using technologies, and that made me choose web development because nowadays web development is mostly seen everywhere. Everything we use is based on web. Every small business or a large multinational company, whatever it may be, it is functioning through web. So
Okay.
that is how I have chosen web development.
Great. And what do you consider to be the most important skills or traits for someone who wants to be a successful as a full stack developer?
So as I have already mentioned, the front end will be very easy. We will be excited learning everything, but when it comes to the back end, you will get stuck at some things. So the first and foremost thing is patience. We shouldn't rush things. We should slowly try to learn everything. It is important to understand the concepts rather than remembering the concepts. So some people might think I have to remember everything and that, but it is not about remembering. It is about understanding how the things work. So if you understand the things, you don't need to remember anything. We have Google. Every developer will use Google. We don't write codes from scratches, right?
Yes.
We use Google, obviously. So it is important to understand how this works. So the another trait that I would mention is consistency, because if we have learned something, a concept, you have understood it, but if you haven't practiced it and left it, you will definitely forget it. So you should consistently learn and practice, and you should keep this consistency to always evolve. So that would help you better understand the concepts and develop your skills also.
Great, Mr. Hemanth Kumar. These words are very useful and eye openers for someone who are interested in web development. And what programming languages or frameworks do you prefer to work with, and why?
So, if I want to build a project faster and easier, I would prefer Django using the language Python.
Okay.
It is a very simple framework that we can use to build a full stack projects.
Okay.
So, if someone is very familiar with Python and would love to use Python in web development, I would suggest them to use Django. That would be very useful for developing a full stack application.
Okay. And what are some of the biggest challenges you have faced as full stack developer, and how have you overcome them?
So the biggest challenge would be at the learning stage.
Hmm.
As I have already mentioned, it you will feel difficult at some point of time and feel like giving up. But it is all about your consistency. You should keep this consistency and always motivate yourself. And a good thing about web development is we will see the results when we are working on it. Unlike programming, we are doing competitive programming, we'll only see the results if we participate in a contest and we win it. But in web development, while we are doing, we will be seeing the results. So you have added a button and you look at the web page and the button is added. And that is kind of rewarding.
Hmm.
So you will feel motivated while doing that. At the same time, in the when you are working with the backend, you might feel like giving up sometimes because you will be stuck at some point of time. So you should for me, I used to take the help of my friends and also seniors to learn those topics. Whenever I was stuck, I used to search Google so that I could learn on myself. If that wasn't possible, I used to discuss it with my friends or my seniors and get those suggestions.
And how would you stay up to date with the latest developments and trends in the field of web development?
So web development is a field which is always evolving. So a framework we have today might not be very popular tomorrow.
Hmm.
So it is always updating. So you can follow some news feeds also. You can watch those YouTube. We have so many YouTube channels. Some people who will be continuously uploading all the latest trends about web technologies and also tutorials on how to learn those technologies. So you can follow them. So now the most trending web technology is Web 3, the decentralized system of web technologies, which would improve privacy and also the power of oneself on their own data. Unlike the centralized system, it is a distributed system which distributes the power among everyone
Okay.
instead of having a central body controlling everything.
Okay, Mr. Hemanth Kumar, and can you walk us through your recent project you have worked on as a full stack developer, and what was your role in the project, and what were some of the challenges you have faced?
So the recent project we have worked on was for a hackathon. The
Okay.
project, the problem statement was to build a website for universities and recruiters to So the universities will upload the data of the students who have not placed yet, and the recruiters will be looking at the data and would prefer some candidates, and they would recruit those candidates by taking an interview or something. So it is a full stack application, and we were only given a day of time, so that was a very challenging, developing a full stack application like that in just one day. We only managed to uh, do it up to some extent, as we it was a limited time. So what we have done is we have created a UI for all that. We have created some authentication for that, and also the uploading of data. We have created the application in such a way that the universities can directly upload an Excel file of the students who are not placed yet, and that would be seen by the recruiters. And the recruiters have some authentication levels, and also the institutions would also have that.
Hmm.
So that is how we have created the application.
Okay, and with the time constraint also, you have managed to win that hackathon, right?
Yes.
And how are you feeling on this?
So we felt very happy because within that limited time constraint, it is hard for us, but we managed to do what we could do. We gave our best, and we were able to win that contest,
Hmm.
and that feels good.
Okay. And what are some exciting new technologies or trends in the world of web development that you're currently keeping an eye on?
So I have already mentioned this. Web3 is the current latest technology,
Okay.
the decentralization of web applications. So that is one of the technologies that will be booming in few years from now. So I am aiming on learning that technology now.
Okay. And the final question, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting out in the field of web development, especially as a full stack developer?
So you the first and foremost advice would be choosing this path shouldn't be in a way that you see, we might feel our friend is learning something and we also want to learn that. You shouldn't take decisions in such a way. You should explore all the possibilities, and if you really love doing this web development, then you should consider this. And as a full stack developer, as I have already mentioned, the most important thing is patience and consistency. You should be patient enough to learn and not give up, and consistent enough to always keep learning and evolving every day. As this is a vast field, the nobody is a perfectionist in this, because every day we will be seeing some technology coming into the industry, and we have to adapt to that technology. And adaptability is also a characteristic that one must have to perceive this field.
Okay, okay, Mr. Hemanth Kumar, thank you for your valuable time, and these words are very useful. And I'm sure your interview and will help so many others to learn web development and excel in this field. And thank you once again for
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you
for
for
spending your time
having me.
with me. And
I
thank
wish
you.
you a very best for all the challenges that you will be facing in your career.
Thank you, Hemant. And and this is all for the interview. And this is Siddhartha signing off. Thank you.